and they are looking for groups of people who were finding ways to get older generation to connect with the youth in some way. And there are some really amazing things that are happening out there. We thought, well, hey, this is great. Our Generation to Generation project for us was to have, and it was so beautifully collaborated with Cherry Mills, who is the visual and performing arts teacher in theater at Booker Middle High School. Middle school. And she had her classmates, her particular class, like her intermediate class, and then we had elders in our community who volunteered. We just love them elders, because it's like you're sitting at the feet of your elders for wisdom. They would interview the elder would interview the teen, then they would all go away, work on a monologue as the person or about the person that they interviewed. So the acting class, the teens' acting class, had to really write a monologue as if they were the elder in some way. It might be a story that the elder told about when they were teenagers or when they were little or something else or an accident. And it's really wonderful for them to watch them have to stretch to create a monologue that was not just a report about somebody's life. It had to be theatrical. The elders weren't as restricted. The elders can write a poem about it, or they could do the exact same thing. Like we have a couple who are pretending to be the youth, their story. Some people like to do tributes to the student in a very unique way that may not necessarily be the voice of the student, except for a couple of things. So it's just been profoundly, and you can speak to that. It's profound to watch these bonds happen between an elder and a teen. And the teens were nervous about talking to their elder, but the elders were also nervous about talking to the teens. And a lot of them have become mentors to their kids,
yes.
Which is just deliciously fun. And then, of course, the high school is a different one. The high school is actually learning solo theater development. So they're learning how to actually do it, and they're going to be presenting 10-minute versions of a larger piece that they're working on to get the feet wet on stage doing something solo that is a personal story or connect to something that they personally are writing, opposed to doing a solo play that's already been written and is done everywhere. It's profound and it's terrifying. Terrifying in the sense that you are the stage. You have no other actor to fall back on. Something should go wrong. And so you have developed this relationship with your audience. Your audience becomes the other character in your play. And it's life-changing. It has a ability to understand your audience in a different way, so that when you go back and to do another play where you have about many characters, I just think it makes you a better actor. Listen better, your ability to tell the story is better, and you are not afraid of your audience, which is always delicious. So
yes, I'm definitely finding that out.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you actually did, whether inadvertently or not, is launch my stand-up comedy career.
I know.
Just so from, being able to get up. Of course, I was scared to death, but it helped a lot for what I'm practicing to do in this year's Gen to Gen project. It made me more comfortable and able to, respond better with it. So now we have a limited amount of time. I want you to tell my audience the date of the festival and how they get tickets to the festival.
Absolutely. Everybody got a pencil? It's very easy. You can go to www.sarasolo, and that is spelled SARASOLO.org. sarasolo.org. And you can read about everything you need to know on there. It's a very easy site to maneuver. You can go right there and get your tickets. It's all set up in there. Again, the festival, the Winter Festival, is the one we're focusing on right now, runs from the 10th to the 15th, and we moved the performances for 2 shows a night, one at 7 o'clock and another performer at 9 o'clock. And some people say, oh, well, I can't go to the theater at 9 o'clock. And I said, well, wait a minute. You go to the Oslo and you see two acts and come home at the same time. What's the difference? It's so funny. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So that's Monday the 10th through Saturday the 15th.
Okay.
I look on their website because we will see if there's workshops available with the artists. I know a couple of places that like artists to talk about that in a community setting, which would be lovely. And in our festival, we always like to end the evening opening up to the audience if people have questions of the artist. Maybe their only opportunity to share. And that's been a lovely experience too. This weekend, starting on the 19th at 2:30, is our Gen to Gen presentation. We have 9 Booker middle school kids and 9 elders in that, and it's going to. What I've heard from the students, it's just delicious. It's free to the public. Donations are really helpful because it helps the program continue, and that program will be done at Booker Middle School. They have a black box little space that we'll be performing. And then on the 23rd of January and the 24th of January at 7 o'clock are the high school teens that will be performing 10-minute little versions of their pieces. And you don't want to miss that either. I've seen some incredible writing, some really wonderful talent, and they're just learning so much. And that's, again, the 23rd and 24th, also at Booker Middle School in the same place, but that's a 7 o'clock show. Have I hit it all? Again, that's www.sarasolo.org for tickets and information.
Okay, we have
the
to
venue.
wrap up.
This is important. We're changing our venue this year. People out there have seen Sarasolo before. We're no longer at the Crocker Memorial Church. We are exploring working with New College. So we're going to be in the Black Box Theater in the Hamilton Center at New College. And all that information is right there on the website.
All right. We have to wrap up in a couple of minutes, but I want you to just very briefly, maybe a minute or so, tell us about Sarasolo's future.
Oh, great. Well, we're going to continue. We're going to continue helping develop. My goal is eventually have a real retreat down here where artists can come from all over to work with other fellow solo artists and support each other, just like we're discovering at the high school. In May, like I said, we'll be announcing soon those artists and the exact times and dates. And then again in November, we're looking to have a cabaret intensive for solo theater, a cabaret, probably even starting this summer. So if you go to www.sarasolo.org, keep your eyes open on what's happening there. It would be great to have anyone who wants to take classes and learn. And that's it. We wanna move forward in having a real honest to God retreat down here. So by the way, if anyone out there has a great venue for us, let me know.
Okay, and once again, we have tickets. We have to get tickets for the festival, but the Gen to Gen project, do we have tickets for that, or how does that operate? We only have a minute left.
It's free to the public. You can just come. But we do love to have donations if people want to donate for the program.
Okay.
And they have to do is come to the campus and follow the signs, and they'll know exactly where to go.
All right. So once again, we want to thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing your story with us and what's going on with you. We hope in the future you'll be able to do it again. And thank you for listening to this episode of Jadoo Lifestyle.
And thank you, everybody who listened. And really have fun with Toddy because she's an amazing woman.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Jadoo Lifestyle, where you get a life and live it too.